Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making Episode 8. As in the previous episodes, we are playing as Duke Otto of Saxony, this stellar bald chap here, and we're currently involved in a war with King Harold of Great Moravia, the Saxon-Moravian de jure war over Plauen, which is this little county here that we have completely occupied. I think what we'll do in a moment is press our guys forward into Greater Moravia itself, which is down here. It's been separated by Sorbs in another war. The reason for that is Great Moravia, if I can actually find one of the king's provinces, I'll just click around until we find it. There he is. It's involved in 3 current wars. This one here, with the crest of Saxony, is us. We are currently 20% winning that war. He's also involved in a war against High Chief Drogowit of Mazovia, which the Mazovians are 32% towards winning it. And he's getting attacked by High Chief Lecheslaw of Valendians, and they're 45% towards winning it. Both of those guys are attempting to get Krakow, which is this county, or this province here. If one of them wins it, it'll end both wars. Just because, well, if Krakow is no longer a part of Greater Moravia, there's no reason for a war for the province of Krakow to continue. So, yes, we're going to press our guys onwards. We're going to actually take them through Nasani here, which isn't actually, it's a neutral territory, but I don't think it's going to cause us any issues. Let's just unpause the game, get it going. Some guy with, oh, I know I can pronounce this, Udalrikinga, has been imprisoned by King Carloman of East Francia. That's and his son by the same name has also been imprisoned. That's presumably because, yes, they just took the castle of Freiburg in their anti-rebel things. And it looks like, oh no, that happened last time. There was a bit of deviation in Lotharingia. That's fine. So we continue on. There's not really much for us to do in terms of management. We do have this issue of the succession. You can see it here, the title loss on succession message. The big problem with this is that the county of Lundberg and the county of Braunschweig are 2 of our 3 personal holdings, so both of those will go to Guntram if we die, and not to Luitpold. Was my heir's name Luitpold? No, Ludolf. Ludolfinger. Should really remember that. The issue there is that the province that we've been investing gold and tech points into, Lundberg, would no longer be under our control. Our capital would be Weimar. To fix that, and for another reason in that the Duchy of Brunswick's area, which is this huge area here, we would have no say in what happens there. We wouldn't have any sort of nominal control, I believe, because we wouldn't own anything, and we don't hold the duchy title. We hold the Duchy of Saxony title, which is these 3 here. So I think that our next objective should be to raise 187.4 gold and create the Duchy of Brunswick and make it our primary title. We've got a message here. Prince Bishop Ludwig of Bremen claims that he would be a better court chaplain than Bishop Heinrich, and petitions that he should be given the title of court chaplain of the Duchy of Saxony. We've got 3 options. Make him the court chaplain. That means that the current court chaplain dislikes us a little bit for a period of time. We delay the decision, or we say, no, I decide what happens in my duchy, not you. I'm the bold guy. I'm in control. And in which case, Prince Bishop Ludwig doesn't like us for a little bit of time. Let's actually have a look at their stats. So Prince Bishop Ludwig has whoa! Okay, he has a massive amount of learning attribute. That is incredible. And the current court chaplain has 18. That's very close. And also on this is that the Prince Bishop Ludwig controls Bremen and Hamburg. He will like us for doing this. Will he like us more than the Pope though? So we go to the religion screen and we try and find Prince Bishop Ludwig. Oh, he may like us more than the Pope. It's a very difficult decision actually. What might make it easier is if you look up here, Prince Bishop Ludwig currently has the ambition to become court chaplain. That means that his learning won't be 20 if we accept him, it will be 21, because fulfilling this ambition gives you a +1 to the corresponding attribute. So we're going to make him court chaplain for Duke Otto. You can see his opinion of us has already gone up, and if we click him again to refresh, there we go, 21 learning. Exceptional. However, we have to come back here, because we've reassigned who our court bishop is, court chaplain, sorry, he's no longer assigned to a job. So we have to pick where he goes. I believe we were proselytizing in Anhalt because the current Lord of Anhalt is Slavic and not a good Catholic Christian. There we go. He should have a little bit higher percentages there to deal with. And also his opinion has popped up again. So we're just going to check that out in the religion tab because it's a little bit easier. And you can see now he's paying us money. That's amazing actually. We've done really well. And where is he? Let's try and find him. There we are. He's paying us 13.4 gold per month. That's exceptional. Okay, so what we've got here is we're besieging the castle of Plzen. And that just happened slowly. There's a great Moravian army there. It is half of what we had, so it's nicked off. Probably to deal with this. This is probably more important to them at this point in time because they're about to lose that war. Specifically, they're about to lose to the Valendians. If I can just check it out. These guys here are Valendians. A little bit odd because they are also getting attacked by the Connegardians. So, that could get interesting. Speaking of wars, wars in Crusader Kings are a very formal affair. You can only get what you declare for. For example, even if we occupy Plzen and, completely demolish this guy's armies and all that sort of stuff, he's got an army moving around. What he may try and do is try and skirt around us. If he does that, that's alright. Because if he comes up to Plauen, we can attack him through Nasani. I don't want to attack him through Nasani, but if we have to, it's what we do. And wiping out an army of this size... Oh. Let's just deal with this first. Steward Gottschalk probably did not think I'd notice if a few coins here and there went missing, but the steady disappearance made me suspicious. Might it be that the gold is disappearing into Gottschalk's greedy fingers? Two options. We can either question him, or we can just say, I don't particularly care, which gives us an 80% chance of no effect, a 10% chance of getting the slothful trait, which we've covered before and is completely negative, or a 10% chance of gaining arbitrary, which again is completely negative. So we're going to question him. I found some more evidence. Steward Gottschalk had stolen the money and confronted it with him. He confessed and begged me to be just when punishing him. See, we actually like Steward Gottschalk. He's a pretty decent bloke. He's just a bit greedy, but, he's also, sort of educating my son. So, well, we are a just ruler. We are a very just ruler. So let's have a look at our options here. You shall pay back the money you stole, Gottschalk, which is we gain 28.6 gold. He gets a little bit of a negative opinion towards us, which, let's just check out how that would go. Let's see, 21, 41, 45. Oh, geez, what's that? 60, 70, 80, 90. 100, 110. Okay, so he would dip below the 100 mark because it caps out at 100, but only slightly, so it's not too big a deal. You shall rot in prison, Gottschalk, which is pretty self-explanatory. Or you are forgiven, which gives us the arbitrary trait, and still gives him a negative opinion. So, give back the money. And you can see his opinion has just dropped to 83. That's alright. And he has also managed to lose the greedy trait. See, we have positive influences on people. Okay. This army here, the army of High Chief Radamel, is going to move into Niederbayern. Niederbayern? Yeah. On the 8th of May. It will probably then go up through Nuremberg. We don't want to attack him right now, because you can see this little river moving through the provinces. That may give us a penalty. We also don't want to attack him when he gets to Nuremberg for similar reasons. We're going to wait and see what he does, see if he comes up here to Plauen, which he should, and then we're going to attack him through Saxony. And let me just have a little look. Okay, you can see on the pop-up there in the lower right how it says right at the bottom of it, terrain equals farmlands. That's good for attacking on. In Saxony, the terrain are hills. In Bamberg, they're hills. In Nuremberg, they're hills. In the Domizlaci, they're actually plains, so that's pretty good. It's just this river crossing is not a very good thing. And the same sort of thing in Niederbayern. It's forest. It's not good for attacking. It's much better for defending. So let's just see what he does. You know, he's moving back, so maybe he's trying to get us to attack him. So we're raising our daughter, and we've gotten another Guardian event. I watched my daughter Agnes play with another child yesterday, and noticed that she didn't want to share her toys. Two options. This is how children learn thrift, which means she becomes greedy. Which is, if she's ruling a place, she gets a little bit more tax, but negative diplomacy. She won't be ruling a place because she's a woman, and that's just how it works. She needs a lecture on charity. Which, let's see, 10% chance of nothing, 40% chance she loses the greedy trait, because like with all events, she has gained the greedy trait just from this event popping up. Or she can gain the charitable trait, which is exceptional, plus diplomacy, plus opinion, it's great. She has not gained the charitable trait though, but she did lose greedy. So now this army's coming up here to Praha. They might just be trying to keep an eye on us and just keep a little bit mobile. Just to see. No, they're headed over to Boleslav now, which is this one here. So, we're currently doing alright. Might have just been trying to check out what we were doing. We still cannot get a peace deal from the guy. Let's just check out any options that we've got. We could try buying an indulgence, but no, we're saving up money. And I've also contemplated some ways to deal with this inheritance with Guntram. One option that we apparently have is that we can force him to become a priest. That would probably be good, but only if we can really be sure that Luidolf will survive until we die. It's a bit of a danger under Gavelkind succession in that we want one good son and no other sons, just so that everything is inherited. But if he dies, then the succession gets placed at risk and there's more of a chance of a game over. However, unfortunately, it splits all of our realms so that our guy becomes a one-county duke, and yeah, it's not great. So I think what we've got planned... our Chancellor's been terrible at his job again. That's alright. That's fine. We might actually withdraw him and put him somewhere else. Let's just see how all of our vassals like us. So we're going to order them in descending order. The Chief of Anhalt does not like us at all. That's because he's Slavic, and as such he's not paying us any money. Oh, the bishops don't like us, not as much as the Pope anyway, but as I explained last time, the Pope is a really pretty decent bloke. Counts don't actually provide us with any money anyway because of our crown laws. Yeah, we really don't have any cause to bring our bishop, Prince Bishop Egbert here, our Chancellor, back. Yeah, he's also the best man for the job. We do have pretty good councillors here. Some of them could be a little bit better, but again, they're the best that we have in our realm, and they're all above 10 or 12. Yeah, they're all 12 or above, so they're not too bad. Okay, the previous Count of Celli has died, and Count Wigbert has taken over. We're fine with that. He's content. He might be a coward, but he might be arbitrary, but we don't care. He's got 99 opinion of us, so that's great. That's wonderful. I mean, not too great for this guy, but, you know, it's good for us. Okay, so, yep, we're just going to continue on with this siege. Just keep a little eye on these guys, because I can't see where their army is. It's probably somewhere around here. We can't check it by clicking on anything. That's just not how it works. But I'm really hoping that just by taking a couple more holdings, because again, once we take the castle, the bishop, or the temple as it is now, and the city go down really quickly. Okay, these little armies have just popped up because the East Francian king, our liege, is reinforcing his position against the East Francian revolt, which really should be over quite soon. I mean, there's no point in it continuing on. The guy's lost. He's sitting here with 350 guys, and the king's up here with 2,500. He's just got nothing. Okay, so things are advancing nicely. We're not quite at the next level of legalism, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We've just won at the Siege of Plauen, and we've got the option to improve something. We're going to improve our heavy infantry. And that's not Plauen, that's Pleisen. And now we're besieging the Temple of Rockacani. That'll only take us, a bit over 1.5 months to take. Income's great. That's another thing that losing these two counties here to my, well, when we become Loydolf, we'll lose those two counties to Guntram at this current, stage in time. And that won't be good, because it means that we lose, well, two great provinces. New cardinal's been elected. We don't care about that. We are not playing with the Pope. Just got some little armies appearing, so the Greater Moravians are reinforcing somewhere. That's okay. Not particularly concerned. We'll just check how that retinue's going. The retinue is almost at full strength. Just needs a few more heavy infantry to show up. That's a little event telling us that large numbers of the defenders have starved to death. It's not really going to affect anything. We're going to win next tick. There we go. And now we're just going to besiege the city. You can see our war score has shot up from 25% to 37%. Though of that, 17.5% is because we control the entire county of Plauen here. Berta Lodolfinger, our second daughter, has just reached the age where we need to educate her. She's pretty average. So let's see what options we've got. We might try and see if we can give it to somebody to get them to like us more. But who? You don't want to pick anybody too old for this. I'd say about 55 might be too old for this. We don't have anybody popping up who is like that, but we don't want anybody too old, because if they die in the middle of the education process, it's a little awkward having to reassign people and all that sort of stuff. It's really quite tough deciding who we're going to have. Let's be a little chancy, because she is just our second daughter. She's not that important. We'll give her to our current wife, Millennia. This will give Millennia a little bit of a opinion boost towards us, and she's not actually that bad a person, despite, not being German. That's a comparatively speaking value judgment there, by the way. I am not making any sort of claims of German supremacy over the Scottish. Just to be completely clear there. And yeah, this guy, Karl the Fat, the leader of the East Francian Revolt, who's currently leading troops in Fürstenberg, which is, yeah, he's actually in this army, which is a bit of a chance that he's taking. He's lost that. He has lost it so badly. It's just very strange that he's continuing on with it. Our war score is slowly creeping up. I believe the ticking war score improves in lots of 1.25%. So we've improved to 20% there, which is going great. I don't remember if there's a maximum cap on that, but I guess we'll find out. So we're just about to take the city of Strabo. Yep, there we go. Wonderful. We got a little bit of gold out of that. It's very handy. And yeah, it has a revolt risk, because, well, that's got nothing to do with what we're doing. It just has a revolt risk because it's a Slavic province, but it's held by a Catholic ruler. Okay, let's see. Let's check out some garrison and levy numbers to see where we will attack next. The main holding is one that you kind of want to check. This one has 270 in the garrison, 240 in the levy, so it's about 500 guys. This one has a lot more, 360 in the levy, 382 in the garrison, so a little bit over 700, maybe 750. And this one down here, 325, 225, so that's a flat, 550. Either way, we have more troops. It just depends on how quickly we can besiege the place. Additionally, Praha here has another barony, which only has a few guys in it. And yeah, so we're going to go to Dolomich, or Domazlici. I'm still not sure if it's supposed to be a lychee at the end or a lice. I might be inadvertently putting Italian accents on things. Okay, we've just had a very good message appear. To the great Duke Otto, blessings upon you and your house. We surrender under these terms. Duke Otto of Saxony gains the county of Plauen. Duke Otto gains 100 prestige from war contribution. We could either decline this or accept it. If we go to the diplomacy thing, we can see that that's exactly what we would be pressing for anyway. So we accept it. Wonderful. Now we bring our guys back. Now another thing that's happened is this has pushed us over our immense size limit. So what we need to do is make a decision here. Earlier we said that we were going to construct or create the Duchy of Brunswick. We still need a little bit of gold for that. We need about 32 more gold to do that. We'll get that. That's no problem. And we'll get it a lot quicker once we put our army down. However, we now hold 4 counties. We hold Lundberg, Braunschweig, Weimar, and Plauen. Plauen isn't that great. We've just conquered it, so for the next, year? Yeah, for the next year, we can't get levies out of it, we can't get tax out of it. It's kind of a dead weight. for 10 years, we get less tax out of it, and less, not less levies, but the levies reinforce slower. We may have also picked up some new vassals, so let me just check that out. Yes, this guy is a new vassal. That's fine. I don't like him being Pomeranian, but, well, what can you do? The county's Pomeranian in the first place. And the city of Leipzig is owned by this guy, who has the same issue. Yeah. Now, normally what I would like to do is give Plauen to somebody else who has holdings in the duchy. In this case, the Lord of Anhalt. Unfortunately, the Lord of Anhalt doesn't like us. For good reason. We're a foreigner. We're an infidel. We murdered his dad. That's probably the order in which these things are important. And you can see here we've just had the alert pop up that yes, our Demence is too big. So what we're actually going to do here, let me just check my intrigue. We don't actually have an option to invite a very nice individual. We're going to see if we have any good Catholic individuals in our court. So, let's just look at opinions. Count of Oldenburg, no, don't care. Methodios is... he's the eunuch that we picked up off that event, so he's not going to be a good lord of anywhere. Guntram is our son. Ludwig, no. Meinhard is leading troops. He's German, he's Catholic, he's lowborn. He's not exceptional at anything, but he's trusting, he's patient, he's just like we are. And he's diligent, just like we are. Let's just see if we can do... Wow, excellent. We're not going to do that to him. That would be poor form. We're going to grant him a landed title. So, this is one of the main things that you will do in Crusader Kings II, is to divvy up titles to people. So we want to grant the county of Plauen to Meinhard, which will increase his opinion of us by 40 for a particular length of time. He will also gain the vassals of the city of Leipzig and the bishopric of Meseberg. If this was a title more than just a county, like if we were granting him an entire duchy, we could click this box and it would give him all of the counties within that duchy and that sort of thing. Don't have to deal with that, it's just a county. So, send. He is now Count Meinhard of Plauen, and he has picked up a house name. He was lowborn, now he is von Rugen. Meinhard von Rugen. Exceptional. And he really likes us now. And because he doesn't have a wife or children, we are the heir. So what we're going to do here, because he's a pretty exceptional bloke, we're going to try and arrange his marriage. So we go to diplomacy, we click arrange marriage, we click Meinhard from his court, and we have a look at people in our court. So we have Trude and Constance. I believe we're just going to quickly check Trude. Yes, she is... well, she's educating her own son. So, yes, what we're going to do is we're going to accessorize our familiar family ties, and we're going to marry Trude to Count Meinhard. So we will get no prestige out of this, but Trude will get 200. And we can't make it matrilineal because she's technically lowborn. So yes, off she goes. Well, in 15 days she will head off. After he accepts, because he will. We're not doing too badly for anything here. The main worry that we have at the moment, because we have fulfilled one of the goals that we set out to do, which was to reclaim all of Saxony. So that's wonderful. And, yep, there we go. Trude is no longer the guardian of Luitpold Littlefinger. Your wisdom and mercy are legendary. I accept your suggestion that Trude and Cat Meinhard get married, so they're married now. And we have a child who is being uneducated. So what I actually expected there was Leutpold would go over to that court, but because Leutpold is a Littlefinger, and that's more important than his mother, who is a lowborn, that didn't happen. So let's just check what his mother had. His mother was a fortune builder. He's going really well. He's patient, he's humble, and he's brave. And he even has some combat mods from that. So we're going to educate. We're going to try and pick a steward for him. Yeah, we're going to give him to Wilhelm here. That works out quite nicely. And because he's in our court, we don't have to worry about anybody accepting that particular thing. We just say, you and you, you're doing that thing, and off they go. We're going to lower our levies here. Now, this is a little bit special. Because there's a retinue in this army, we just disband the levies. No retinues will be disbanded. So we hit that, and this army stays up. And we're going to take Bishop Hermann away from that, just because. And we'll sit them over in our capital province, just for safety. Not that we need to worry too much about safety. And that's still costing us a little bit, but it's a very small amount. And when it reinforces, it should stop costing us any money at all. And we'll see that whenever it does that. Okay, so yep, that's just ticked over to 500. We'll just click this again to refresh it. And there you can see that the retinue is not costing us any money. We are gaining pretty much the maximum income that we can from what we own at this stage in time. Okay, so we're just going to wait on a little bit. The Duchy of Brunswick is actually a very large duchy. It's got 6 counties in it. Quite good. We should probably look at getting the Duchy of Holstein up here, or maybe Cologne. We can't declare war on this guy because we don't have a casus belli. We could try and offer him vassalization, but he doesn't care about that. So, let's have a look at who owns Holstein. This guy, who is part of Schaland, and this guy here, which is part of Jaland. Either way, we would be declaring war on an entire duchy. It says that they're petty kings. If we just go there, petty kings. Petty kings, you can see from the border here with the little blue ribbon around it, that is exactly the same as the border around ours. Therefore, they're duke equivalents. And the same for this guy. If they had a golden bar, as you can see here with our king, who appears to be getting on a little bit in age, then that means that they're king equivalents, and it turns purple or something for emperors. So this has actually been quite a productive session, if we will. I'm thinking about lowering the city taxation rate. It would give us less income, so we probably won't do it until after we form this duchy title. But the goal then is that the mayors get more money. Oh, Agnes is still not sharing her toys with children. It's the exact same event and the exact same outcome. She just lost the greedy trait. But if our mayors make more, then they can improve their own places. If we check on Carl here has 71 gold and gets 1.16 of it per whatever. Fairly shortly he will be able to afford a city guard, or maybe a new town market, that sort of stuff. And that will prevent us having to spend money on the place. Just had a disband faction message. Yeah. Oh, and there's another war that we're involved in. King Louis the Great of Lotharingia, Italy, and Burgundy has declared war on King Carloman in the Lotharingian East Francian de jure war over Schwyz. Shies. So that's going to be something in our realm. Where is it? Okay, we're going to actually find it the easy way. We go down here, click Find Title, and attempt to remember how it was spelt. There we go. The county of Shies, this place, is here. It's part of the, what, the Duchy of Upper Burgundy. You know, I'd be perfectly within, you know, just saying that maybe the Burgundy guys should have that. I'm not too sure why we have it. I mean, it'd put Count Wolfgang here out of a job, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, this is very good. The Lords of East Francia have finally approved the institution of the medium crown authority law. So we come up here to laws, we click on the crest of East Francia, and we see that we have medium crown authority. Let's see if this will allow us free revocation. Indeed, we can revoke the county of Anhalt. This will lower Chief Marion's opinion of us by 80. But since Chief Marion is a filthy Slavic, our vassals will not object. He may object, and if he does we have to take our armies over and kick his ass. But let's just see how that goes. I do not want him in control. Okay, he will get back to us soon, in 13 days. And we've just had a message from Bishop Cajetan of Magdeburg. My Duke, word has reached me that your court chaplain has accused me of heresy. I implore you, as a devout Catholic to another devout Catholic, to believe me when I tell you I am not a heretic. Two options. I'm sure he's not a heretic, which increases his opinion of us, decreases our court chaplain's opinion of us, or we get the reverse of that where we declare him a heretic. I don't like him. Well, he doesn't like me, so I don't like him. Of course he's a heretic. And let's just... Yep, that means that he doesn't like us even more. He hasn't actually changed to be a heretic at this stage in time. Sometimes they do that. But, yeah. Okay. So Marion here has decided to accept my decision. And we are now Count of Anhalt as well. We're not going to give that county to Count Meinhard here, because then he might get a little bit uppity and declare himself or try and become Duke. But we do need to shed the county. It's not even that good, it's only giving us 4.1 tax. So... let's have a look at this guy. This guy is still Slavic. We don't want to give it back to another Slav. That would not assist us. So let's have another look through our court. Order them by opinion. Let's see. We could give it to Gottschalk. What about Sigmund von Bardowick here? Yeah. We'll give it to Sigmund. Sigmund. We'll give it to this guy, of the von Bardowicks. Grant landed title, County of Anhalt. Okay, that's wonderful. Let me just check something first. Yep, we're going to revoke this guy's title before we do that. So let's say 6 days, and we're doing this just to get rid of all of the followers of the Slavic religion. So we're taking a little bit of a... there we go. We were taking a little bit of a gamble, but this has opened up something for us. If we go here, we can see we've got the crest of the Duchy of Saxony over the Barony of Coerfurt. That means we own it. If we right-click, we can raise levy, raise ships, or create a new vassal. This creates us a baron from nowhere. Bang. Now we go to the Barony of Coerfurt, and we can see we have Baron Victor von Coerfurt. He's German. He's Catholic. And the heir to the Duchy of or the heir to his county is Ludolf our heir. Now, doing this is a little bit easier to begin with than going to your court and sorting through the lists, but you can't do it to the primary holding in a county. You can only do it to the cities, bishoprics, or baronies. Let's just go back here. The other good thing here is that when you create somebody like that, they are always of your religion. They are always of your culture. That's great. It helps us a little bit. And it particularly helps us in this case, because Baron Victor of Kerfurt here is going to soon be the Count of Anhalt. And there, we've now made him Count Victor of Anhalt von Kerfurt. So that's great. We're back below our demands limit, and we're just accruing that money. Shouldn't be too long, and I believe... No, the Queen's dead. Not that I was terribly concerned about that. 21 years difference between them. Doing it right, King Carmen. And we may have just gotten enough. No, we are just shy. So the next time we get money, we'll be able to afford that duchy, and I think that'll be a pretty good end point for this episode. We're not going to come down here and assist in any of these wars because it would waste our men. But what I am interested in doing is trying to get into Cologne or something like that. Cologne is part of East Francia normally, so maybe we could do something where we screw over this Prince Bishop somehow. We could attempt to send our Chancellor over there to fabricate claims, but I'm not particularly keen on doing that. That eventually costs you money. And we should have... Yep, there we go. We may now create the Duchy of Brunswick. It will cost us 184 gold, but it will give us 200 prestige. We're good with that. We've created the title of the Duchy of Brunswick. We are now the Duke of Brunswick. And now, we're going to click on this button and declare it to be our primary title. Wonderful. We are now no longer Duke Otto of Saxony. We are Duke Otto of Brunswick. Let's see what that's done to the succession. Yep, so, what happens if we die? Let's just have a look at all of our titles. We have 5 of them. 2 duchies, 3 counties. Our heir, Ludolf, retains the primary duchy, which is the Duchy of Brunswick. He will also retain both the counties of Lundberg and Braunschweig, which is great. That's what we wanted. His brother, Guntram, or half-brother, I believe. Let's just check that. Duchess Gomelia, Rischild. So yes, half-brother, which isn't a great thing for their eventual relationship. I believe half-brothers get an opinion penalty towards each other. His half-brother will become the Duke of Saxony and gain the county of Weimar. That's alright. I'm fine with that. That's not really going to impact on things too much. Let's just see if we can do anything with this guy. Nope. Nope. Alright, well, we may have some other options to deal with that inheritance in the future, but only once Guntram has grown up. We can't really do much to him while he's still 2 years old. But yeah, so, that's the succession issue hasn't been dealt with completely. It's been mitigated. That's great. We've retained, or regained, the Duchy of Saxony. We could, if we wanted to, destroy the title of the Duchy of Saxony, but that would cost us opinion and prestige. And yeah, we're actually going pretty well. We're only 29 years old. We should have a few more decades left in us. So yeah, no, that's really good. I've had a very productive day. So, as usual, if you've got any questions about what I'm doing, why I'm doing them, what our plans for the future are, though, it's a little bit, not quite sure. We're going to have to analyze Jutland and Shaland here, see what we can do, maybe move further into the de jure Kingdom of Pomerania. But yeah, we'll see about that. So, any questions, any comments, If you're liking the series so far, feel free to leave a comment on YouTube or anywhere else that you know me from. And yeah, I've been Sub. You've been yourselves. Later.